Good day, class. In this video, I will demonstrate how to work on your foundation plan with the use of your external references command. In starting new drawings, let's not forget to adjust the units into the same units as the units used in the base plans that you will be attaching in your structural plans. This can be done using the units command. And to attach your drawings, use your xref command or type XR and press enter. In your external references palette, click on the drawing or the attached drawing icon and search for the base plan that you wish to enter or to wish to attach. So click open and make the necessary adjustments if you prefer to. Once everything is set, click OK and your drawings will now attach. Zoom out towards your whole drawing by using your zoom and extend command. So let's type Z for zoom, press spacebar, and choose the extends command by typing E and pressing spacebar again. The next step is to freeze the unnecessary layers from your base plan. The only elements or the only remaining elements that should be visible on your base plan are your walls and your window sill. So delete everything until your walls and your window sills are the only remaining elements. This is the reason why layering is important in CAD. Let's now create new layers for our columns, wall footings, labels, and column dimensions using our layer command. Shortcut for layers is LA, or in short, Lima Alpha. Executing the layers command will make the layer properties manager palette appear. Create new layers for your columns and make sure you assign the necessary line type and line color for each, in which it will affect your presentation of your drawing. Wall footings must be presented in a hidden line. So to select a line type when your desired line type is not listed, simply click load and look for your desired line type. When it is listed already, click on that line type and click OK to select it. Create separate layers for your labels and your dimensions. For your architectural base plan, in engineering drawings, it is important to emphasize the elements based on the particular engineering drawing being presented, which means that the architectural elements should be presented in a lighter line weight. For the walls, make sure to change the layers for your walls and your window sills as well. Change them into a lighter line weight assignment. When done, you can now close your layers palette. We will now proceed on creating our block references for our column and footing. We can simply use our rectangle command, or in short, REC, or in phonetic alphabet, Romeo Echo Charlie. Let's type REC and press spacebar to create a square or a rectangle. To specify dimensions for your columns, quickly choose the Dimension sub-option by typing D and pressing spacebar. We will now enter the 2 dimensions of our columns. First, we will enter the dimension along the horizontal grid or the horizontal axis and press enter. And then for the vertical grid, then enter your desired dimension and press enter as well. We are now prompted to specify the corner point of our rectangle. Click anywhere to finish the command. Assign layers for your column, which you created earlier. Next is to offset this column to create your footing. The line width of your footing should be lighter than your columns. So you can set it into a lighter line weight. In CAD, when you are working for your foundation plan, it is recommended that you block your column and footing. When you are converting a certain drawing or a certain objects into a block, make sure to specify your pick points and click OK. Use the necessary modify tools to position your columns within your plan. Once everything is set, we can now proceed in the creation of our wall footing. Wall footings can be drawn by starting drawing a line at the center of the walls, and they should be attached towards our column. Use necessary modifying tools to connect your wall footings, such as extend, and your fillet command. If you want to create or connect separate lines with different angles, you can use your fillet command. Type F and adjust the radius and set them to 0 and choose the lines that you want to connect. Once we are set, we will now assign the line weights for each wall footing. Wall footings should be terminated at doors. We will now offset our footing into its proper dimensions using our offset command. So shortcut for offset is O, or in phonetic alphabet Oscar, and press spacebar. We will now specify the half dimension of our footing and press enter. When we want to offset a line into multiple sides, after selecting the line that we want to offset, choose the multiple sub option by typing M and then spacebar, so that we will work on our offset command with a continuous manner. To proceed towards the next object, simply press spacebar and choose the next object that you want to offset. Then spacebar, choose an object, specify the locations, spacebar, and again, and again. After offsetting your lines, you can now delete the center lines of your wall footing. If you wish to adjust the width of your wall footing, you can use your move command. For example, the wall footing for your interior walls require a smaller dimension. So you can use your move command and specify your displacement by typing its value. Make the necessary adjustments in which the lines of the wall footings should not intersect or crisscross with each other. Use the necessary modifying tools. and make sure that the end of the wall footings are enclosed with a line. And also, apply the same layers as your wall footing. In the presentation of your foundation plan, it is important that you apply dimensions for the center to center distance of your column. If you wish to use dimensions with the same dimensions as your other drawings, you can simply go to the drawing and copy the dimension by pressing Ctrl and C on your keyboard simultaneously, and pasting them towards your drawing by pressing Ctrl and V on your keyboard simultaneously. Upon pasting your dimensions, the properties of the dimensions or the style of the dimensions will be copied as well. You can set these dimensions as your current dimensions, the same as your text style. So let's apply dimensions, measuring from the center of your column towards the center of the next column. And apply the necessary layers. And lastly, it is important to label your columns and footings and your wall footings as well. In labeling the columns or the structural elements, you can use your single line text instead of your multi-line text, since this is just a short label. So type DT or Delta Tango and press spacebar to create your single line text. Then input the necessary label for your columns, as well as your wall footing. Apply the necessary layers and use the necessary modifying tools, which you've learned earlier. You can also rotate your text, and also and take note that if you will use rotate the text, make sure that the vertically aligned text or the vertical text only have the same directions with each other. Since the dimension or the width of our wall footings applied on our interior walls is different from the exterior walls, it should have the same label or the same or a different designation. Now, you may be thinking or wondering, why did we convert our column and footing into blocks? The explain the explanation is that when two different blocks having the same column and footing designation, if you block them and you configured one of them, for example, we'll change the width of our column from a dimension of 1 meter, we'll change them into 1.2 meters. So once we adjust one of the blocks, the other copied or the other duplicates will also be adjusted, in which, since this is the same block reference, it will also be adjusted. That is the importance of blocking. And that's how you present how you work on your structural plans in AutoCAD using the external reference command.